Hey, it's Jason with Denwerks. Got something pretty cool today. It's a 1952 military M38 Willys. Really neat little rig, little flat fendered Jeep. You know, Willys. This was built off the CJ2A, and this is a real military Jeep here, not a conversion or anything like that. So it's got all its original tags and stuff, and it's pretty cool because it even has the tag behind the passenger's seat, which you rarely ever see on these. Are usually missing, you know, because these rigs went through a lot of different transformations when they were using them in, you know, different wartime things. And you know, this thing actually, it had been after wartime stuff, whatever it did, it actually ended up in Wyoming at a police or at a fire station. So they used it there at the fire station for many years, and then it ended up in Washington State, and then now I have it here. So a lot of different transformations. Wish I had a little more history of photos, but it was painted red back when it was a fire in the fire truck fleet in Wyoming. So anyways, we'll just start here to the front, to the back. We've done numerous things to it, but not a lot. We put new interior and everything in it, and the top is the top that I got with it. We've done some mechanical stuff, a lot of tune-up stuff, and we did put a new throw-out bearing in it as well. Clutch looked good and everything, so pressure plate, all that was in order. We'll just start here, the front to the back. I was going to go ahead and show you the headlights. You know, you're not going to have blinkers or anything on this. So you can see the headlights are controlled off a switch in there, and then it has these military lights here, blackout lights, and on the switch you can see it's really dim. Those are working, and this one here does not work. This is another nighttime vision. That one's not working right now. And it's interesting too, in the back, when I'll show you in a second, you control the stoplight. Yeah, you have to switch the switch, and then it will work with the brake, because if you're in a war, you don't want all of a sudden your brake lights flipping on when you're going through the jungle there. So anyways, we'll just start here at the front, and you know, the grill and everything looks nice. I brought a little magnet with me. I noticed on the auction someone was talking about just the different repairs and stuff, so I just wanted to put a little magnet on different things. You know, it's actually in really good shape, but you're going to see some little marks. It actually has the perfect look to me because it's not so mint, and these things a lot of times got a lot of paint, you know, over and over, you know. And you can see here, these are just decals on it, so if you wanted to switch it out and put your numbers on or anything on, you could. It's got a brand new rope up here on the front. I like these little crash bars. If you look up inside the wheel wells, you're going to see some little denting right here. You see various little things, but let's take my little magnet, Switzerland magnet. You know, there's not a lot of filler on it in general, just a lot of paint overall. Just take you around here to the front. You know, windshield looks good. There is no wipers. You could actually put the wipers on it if you wanted to. This is a little cutout here for if you want to put a snorkel on it, you could. But you can see all the original spot welds and everything in a lot of different spots. There was a little damage in here. You can see it's wrinkled just a little bit. And if you notice on this one here, this bumps out compared to the other side. You can see the difference. It's just a little inner apron, and the other battery is here. So you got a battery up there. It's a 24-volt system, and then that's the battery box for this side. But you know, everything sticks in here, but you can see it's just a little wavy inside there. We'll go down here through the side of it. You know, important places to look. You can see the paint's kind of splotchy in a few spots, but those little things dangling down get caught. Put a little tape on the back so I don't scratch or nothing. But you can see everything's pretty solid. You know, original stitching. Got your gas tank underneath the seat, military filler. There was a little bit of question that someone had made back here. They were thinking it was a bunch of Bondo, but it's not. It's on both sides, and I would imagine, see this little stitching right here? Those were definitely replaced or repaired. Maybe they, during military stuff or even at the fire station, they cut this section out to put something in there, I'm not sure, and then they re-welded them back. But if you look inside, you know, it's not all Bondo or anything like that. If you haven't been around a military rig in general, I mean, there's always tons of repairs, different holes, you know, where they bolted stuff down, waves and different things. You can see here it's got a tailgate on it. But you know, everything sticks nice. Let's go ahead and show you the light back here. It has tail lights, but you have to flip the switch and then turn the tail lights off and they'll show the brakes. And so he flipped the switch in here to brake light, and then when he pushes on the brake, there it turns on. And I don't know, turn the nighttime light on again, because oh, you can see that. Do that again. That's the nighttime brake light. It turns on too. The wheels and tires are in really good shape. You know, they're not all cracked. You can see the knobbies on these. Very little wear on these. These are pretty new tires. Let's walk around here to the other side real quick. Here's that same repair we were talking about here, where they stitched in another piece, but again, it's not all Bondo or anything like that. They just welded it. You know, this thing doesn't have a lot of body work done to it. You know, I think that, you know, they just smoothed it out and just made it look nice in general, but not a lot of body work in general. That's wood. Right here you can see there's some little pinholes right here in this little running board. You can see some little pinholes there, and where it came away from the body there, but otherwise everything sticks real nice. You can see a little tiny buckle right there. You know, everything looks nice. When I put it under my lift, you'll see how solid this thing is. It's actually pretty amazing. You can see these little cutouts too for the shovel and the axe. These aren't military grade for it. You can see here, we'll show you the interior in a few, but there's some little pinholes right here in the floor. I just wanted to show you inside these wheel wells while I was showing this section out here. They've been replaced, but inside here everything looks really clean. You'll see some little welding on both sides on the inner aprons, but you can see what that is they must have took them out at some point when they're using it for the fire station or something like that. This is actually where the mounts are for this seat, so they re-welded them back in, and so that's why you see it's not actually damage. They just didn't do a great job of putting that back in, but they probably didn't care. They're just trying to put them back in fast so they could be used. You can see all the other aprons look good. I'll just show you on the other side. We'll put it on my lift too, so you can get a nice look. But you know, again, inside the wheel wells here look good, inside the tubs and everything. And you can see where they re-welded. I don't know if I can get my camera back there. You can see back there by the light. But overall, this is just a solid rig. Sometimes when you see them over restored, they just don't look right. So anyways, hey, here we are going to take a look at the interior. Shouldn't take too long. They're pretty Spartan, And I just wanted to thank everyone that's been in the service, that served for our country. Just thank you for our service. Thank you very much. And so appreciate you a lot. So anyways, we'll take a look at the interior overall. It looks good. You can see here, this is the little fitting for the wipers that would go here, and on the other side you can see it's all hooked up there. We just didn't have any wipers for it. If you look across the dash, all the military gauges are there. This here is a throttle. You can actually pull it out and it'll hold the throttle, the linkage, on the carburetor, but that's not actually hooked up. This is your choke on. There's no key. This is the control for your lights. Odometer reads 32,355. We'll take it out for a little drive here in a little bit. Most of the gauges are working, but the fuel level's not working currently. Seats look good. We did replace those, as I mentioned earlier. Front and back. And the rest of the interior looks pretty good. You can see here on this floor, everything looks in order. It's not rusty or anything like that. There's a couple spots on the other side. You can see some wear holes through the pedals a little bit. This window does flip forward as well. Let's take a look at the other side real fast. We'll look at the all the numbering and badges and stuff. Those are made out of brass. You can see the VIN number starts out with MC up here, but 55244, built in 2 of 52. Those are original. Sometimes you'll see these with reproduction ones, and that's definitely an original set. This seat flips forward, which is pretty cool. Here's this little tag right here. It's a Willys tag, and it has the same number, 55224 or 244, sorry. But you rarely ever see those on here. Those are usually missing. And you can see here there's a little compartment there. But overall, pretty clean. In here, the tubs look good. Not any major damage. You'll see a couple little holes. Let's see, I don't know what those holes are welded in there for. Tailgate looks good back there. But not tons to show you in general, but overall looks really nice. It's got all the shifters, 4-wheel drive works and everything. So we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and start it up real fast. I just wanted to show you how to start it. I'll pop the hood in a second. You flip the on switch, and then you kick. There's a little kick thing underneath there, and it fires right up. It's already warm now, but this would be your choke. You just pull that out a little bit. You can hear it running here. Actually sounds. See if I can do that with one hand. Actually sounds pretty good. It's a L134. They call it the Go Devil. You can see here it's a flathead engine. The Hurricane had a valve cover on it. You can hear a little rattle up here. It's because this. There you go. A little better. That's where that second battery is there, but overall, pretty original underneath the hood. Everything looks good. Inner aprons look nice. Go ahead and honk the horn real fast. Horn. You can see the inner aprons all look good. You can see a little bit of wave right here, just in the front, but nothing else down that side. Original radiator and stuff. If you look here at the front of the engine, Hoping I'll get my hand caught in here. So you can see RMC11380. Now that's not supposed to match the VIN number, but that is military engine, so it's not a replacement from like a civilian Jeep. You see MC there, then you know that that's an original. No, but everything's in pretty good order. This is your 24 volt generator. You see it runs off a Mac. We did put new spark plugs in it and everything. Go ahead and rev it up just a little bit. You know, sounds great. And honestly, it's really fun to drive. So I think that's about it. I can see this one here. Not sure 100% where this one goes here, but that might be the one that controls that throttle one in there on the dash, but I'd have to look, can't remember. So we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. Hey, we're just cruising around the little M38. It's actually really fun to drive. Just wanted to show you again some of the gauges. It's a 3-speed transmission, so you got first, second, third, and then forwards, reverse. You got your high and low, 4-wheel drive. Shows you actually how to use it there. But just wanted to keep your eyes on that so you can see the odometer working, the speedometer. So we'll just cruise it around for a little bit. It actually handles on the road pretty good. I love the sounds. I feel like I'm in MASH. You can see here, speedometer working. You can see the trip meter. After we drive it a little bit, I'll take a picture, but you can see the trip meter starting to work down. And actually I'll have to drive a half mile before it flips. But anyways, we'll just cruise around and show you some more stuff. Hey, here we are. We're going to take a look underneath the little M38 real fast. Obviously, you're still going to see all the still photos and everything underneath, but I like to do a video underneath, so you know, and kind of point out different things and talk about just generals, stuff that, you know, a picture you wouldn't really notice. So we'll just start here from the front to the back. You know, you can see here the bigger springs that the military Jeeps have on the M38. A lot more springs. The front end here is a Dana 25, and you got a Dana 44 in the rear. I'm pretty sure this is a Dana 25 because that's what they came with. And the transmissions in these were a T90. I think I told you guys that earlier. And the transfer case is a Dana 18. But we just want to look through here, and you can see here the frame looks in really, really good shape. It's not all rusty. You know, I don't see any damage or anything like that. Everything looks nice and straight. You can see the support beam going across. Looks good. Right here you can see the little denting I showed you earlier. You can see right back in here. So some prior issue happened inside the apron there, but everything else looks pretty good. You know, no rust inside the inner apron. We'll take a look at the other side real fast for you. You can see where the shock mount is and the inner apron. If you notice too, that little bump out on the other side, that's for the 20 volt or 24 volt system. You know, as it runs 2 batteries. But you know, this one actually is really impressive. If you look at up here where the firewall, front of the firewall is, not rusty. Look at the bottom of the floors. Actually really, really clean. All the supports look good. If you look right here, there's a little dampness on the back of the bell housing here where it meets up with the engine. I don't see any leakage around the oil pan, but there's a little bit of seepage going here. It's a little tiny drip. There occasionally he'll drip a little spot on the ground. You can see the U-joints and everything look good. We did change all the fluid in all the transfer cases and rear ends and stuff like that, but I didn't. Usually I put a mark on here, I'll write like 2019. I didn't do that on this one here, but all the gear oil and everything's been changed on it, and we did go through all the brakes as well, and through the brake cylinders and master and everything. And it does have, and I should show you I guess real fast, it does have new hoses. I guess I could have done it from the other side. New rubber hoses on both sides. So we'll just look back here. You can see it's got its factory skid plate. You know, again, the floorboard looks really good. Overall, you can see here on the framing, rear end. But the frame is really, really, really good shape. You know, the transfer case looks good. Transmission, bottom of the rockers. You can see here a little hole. There's a lot of different holes on this thing in general, just for different mounts that they had and different things they did with it. You can see the back of the inside the tub. Again, there was something they had welded in here on both sides at some point. Not sure what it was, but hopefully that gives you a good look of it underneath and gives you a good idea, you know, what it is. You can see all the original spot welds. You know, it's just a really nice driver, and you know, none of these military rigs are perfect. So, but this one's actually really solid. Nice little Jeep. So, anyways, if you got any more questions, give us a call. You can make comments on BAT. It is no reserve, so top bid gets it, and good luck.